Very good morning to everyone. We are here this morning at IIHM Global Campus in the studio, and our topic of discussion this morning is hospitality management education in the 21st century. And I have with me, very fortunately, one of the best people to speak about this, Mr. Sandip Mukherjee, who is the academic advisor for IIHM regarding the current trends in hospitality and how to incorporate these into the curriculum and actually what is happening in the industry at the moment. So good morning, sir.
Morning, Rupa.
So can you just let us know a little bit about what you think are the main areas that will be important in the upcoming years, in the next 2, 3, 4 years, which our students or any student of hospitality management will be required to know to have a successful professional career?
Pretty loaded question, Rupa, and very important at this point of time. What's happened is in the past few years, and if you look at the immediate past, in a couple of years and couple of months also, the canvas has suddenly broadened to a very large extent. Having said that, hospitality education, as we know, focused mainly around and will continue to focus around the core areas. By core areas, we mean core operating areas. We talk about kitchens, production, services, front of the house, people pleasing guests, and hoping that people and guests will return back. Therefore, all those soft skills.
Yes.
But what's happened is over a period of time, we have realized that we are creating people for a broader canvas of society and industry. We are not just a hotel management school anymore. Most of the good hotel management schools today are serving the interests of retail, hospitality, no doubt about it, banking, insurance, railways, airline caterings, education, IT, ITS, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So the canvas is certainly broadened. So we need to move in tandem and in pace with that. And that's where we need to focus on.
Absolutely. Can you name at least 2 or 3 areas where you feel students now should be educated in order to fit into this new global canvas?
The new age requirements
Yes,
as we
yes,
speak.
yes.
Going ahead. Sure. My personal feel is that if I look at where I started from, let's say look at 60s. I mean, from my era, my age, let's say a baby boomer, to me to have a transistor in hand was a major technological revolution, as opposed to a radio at home.
Yes.
Never thought about having moving pictures in a living room. And came 1982 and we saw television spread all over, including color television, to chat GPT and beyond.
That's right.
Okay, so we moved a long way over here.
Yes.
If we look at hospitality education, when we started at a point of time, cooking, cleaning, baking, sweeping, meaning housekeeping, front office, food and beverage, etc., were very, very important. And we learned the economics, the entrepreneurial issues,
Yes.
the management of hotels as we went along.
Yes.
Today, the scenario is different. Today, the requirement is that can I make students of today, children of today, industry focused within the 3 to 4 years that I get over here in the school, so that they are industry ready from day one. To do that, we need to possibly look at what the industry is doing and
Yes,
emulate.
absolutely.
And the word industry academia interface, which used to be a lot of lip service at a point of time, is no more a lip service. So we need to.
Now it's a real thing.
Now it's a real thing. Now it's absolutely, the real McCoy, as we call it. So we
Yes.
need to involve ourselves as educators in education, hugely with the industry, the good brands, the solid brands which are spread all over internationally,
Yes.
and look at what they are doing today and what they're thinking about tomorrow and bringing those into the classroom. That's the challenge.
If we could just discuss that, whether you feel that after and before COVID, there have been changes in the hospitality education where we need to educate our students on various subjects which were not there before, which we did not even think of before.
Tremendously, because what's happened is our own education within hospitality comes in from the thinking that's happening within the industry.
Right.
The industry has gone through a huge lot of churn within these 2 or 3 years, a short period of 1.5, 2 years, and they've learned how to reinvent themselves.
Right.
And that's why you see the industry springing back so quickly
Yes.
in terms of doing well for themselves. Now, there are huge learnings. Where are the learnings come from? Broadly, if you bucket it, you look at the entrepreneurial spirit of the industry. So therefore, entrepreneurship as a subject needs to be looked at extremely seriously for students and pretty much from grassroots levels.
Okay.
You benchmark the best of the best education institutions delivering hospitality in the world, and you know where they are.
Yes.
Within the US,
Yes.
a couple of them. You look at Europe, okay, you look at the Australian, oceanic scenario. You'll see that if it's a 4-year scenario over there, they're looking at something like about 100 to 120 credits in about 4 years, with about 800 hours of pure work being put in. We still haven't come to that within the Indian scenario over here, which means you are letting people go into the industry pretty much at a young stage to understand. Therefore, entrepreneurship, therefore, finance-driven learnings, hospitality finance, not just pure
Finance in terms of revenue.
in terms of revenue. Therefore, revenue management and what's happening with revenue management, not in the legacy sort of issues of us learning about revenue management and OTM management and pricing issues.
Yes.
But how is cloud computing helping?
Right.
What is going to happen in the real world when today we do not even need to go to a travel agent to look at, let's say, a 28-day scenario of me visiting, let's say,
We'll
Europe.
just log in. We'll
You
just
log into
in and we'll
ChatGPT
find
and
out.
within a minute you are given your itinerary over there.
Yes.
So things are moving at a very, very high speed at this point of time. Can we understand that? Bring it. So therefore, entrepreneurship, finance, revenue management, and the fundamentals of HR, production operations management, they do remain. Coupled with that, the soft skills also remain.
Yes.
So our challenge is growing.
Yes.
And that's it. So this is where we are moving to.
So more
my
than
part.
soft skills, I think we now need to refer to them as professional skills, because these are what the professionals are
Rightly
actually
put.
looking for.
Rightly put.
And
cutting across the canvas of industry.
That's right. That's
Not
right.
just hotels.
Yeah, they're required everywhere. So these professional transferable skills are what students will take with them when they go from one place to another, from one industry to another.
Absolutely, one industry to another is another issue
Yes.
over here. So when you are getting in students into a gold hotel school, like what you are in at this
Right.
point of time, one of the best, one of the largest, and you're delivering students who are there as business leaders, not only within India but abroad
Yes.
for so many years. I mean,
Yes.
you are 30 years plus, such a strong brand you are
Yeah.
yourself over here, delivering that sort of values. How do you deliver those values which can fit into various industries?
Right.
So it has to be generic in that extent,
Yeah.
yet specialized. So that's the challenge for us educators at this point of time to figure out. And we have to be strong, because if we fit ourselves with a particular university, it may so happen that the university curriculum may be delivered, but it may not be so swift, so agile as the real world is.
Right.
So the challenge is, how do I now teach beyond the curriculum?
So now we need to speed things up a little bit.
Absolutely.
So as well as professional skills, we're talking about leadership, because we want to produce leaders.
Yep.
We're talking about management skills.
Yep.
So managers, leaders, professionals who will be able to take on the industry at the level which is required for them.
Right.
And if we incorporate that into our education system, then it means that they're industry ready by the time they leave.
That's the point. So, and that's the challenge that we have at this point of time, because what's going to happen is that if you have the top of the run industry coming in for your placements of students at a point of time, they also wish to see that what is it different from what they themselves had learned at a point of
Yes.
time when they entered the industry.
That's
Because they are looking at tomorrow,
Yeah.
not even today. We cannot be looking at yesterday.
certainly.
So that scenario needs to be sort of filtered in to be understood through ideation, through incubation, through interest, through excitement, and through delivery. And as I said earlier, if it doesn't come in because of a university curriculum that one college or a hotel school is
Yes.
following,
Yes.
you need to now move beyond curriculum.
That's
Therefore,
right.
that much of pressure you need to create on yourself. To do that,
Yeah.
you need to make sure that you also have staff development.
Yes.
So our own staff need to be developed.
That's right. So,
And geared up.
because unless the teachers themselves are educated, we need to put them through perhaps refresher programs, which we
Absolutely.
do, sending them out into industry to learn the absolute requirements of industry now, today, so that they can come and tell the students also.
Right. Luckily, we have a lot on the plate already.
Yes.
There's huge lot of learning that can happen virtually at this point of time. So
Mhm.
teaching is not just limited only to reading books today
Right.
or just getting a state, let's say, a certification.
Yes.
Learning through the industry, what you rightly said,
Mhm.
going time and again back
Mhm.
to major industry players, liaising with them, trying and understand through their learning and development team,
Right.
through their senior leadership,
Mhm.
that what exactly is happening, what do they look at when they look at students coming in from our institutes,
Right.
what is it that they want.
Right.
So therefore that twain,
Yes.
meeting of that twain,
Yes.
that industry and academia.
Mhm.
The industry coming in, let's say, over to the colleges and being part of a board of studies, for instance. That's extremely important.
Mhm.
The industry coming in and taking sessions, not just one, two,
Yes.
but maybe sustained throughout the term on a particular issue of importance.
So, to sum up, what would you say we now need to we now need to move into fourth gear, fifth gear as far as
Absolutely.
hospitality
I think
education?
we need to break the myth of the fifth and go beyond. If
Yes,
you look
break
at
the sound barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's world, when we are talking about, pilotless cars,
Right.
we are talking about flying vehicles,
Yes.
which is a reality. It's
Yes,
no more a science
yes,
fiction at
yes.
this point of time. ChatGPT has taught us so many things in a period of a month, 2 months, 3 months, all of
Yes,
us.
yes.
And we're glad that it's happened. We're also worried about some issues that keep coming in the paper and the ill effects of AI and stuff. We won't enter into that, but we
Yeah.
need to be aware.
We need to
about
be
that.
aware and we can use it to our benefit because
the benefit, yeah.
we found before also that technology was not taken very favorably in many situations, but then we turned it to our advantage
Right.
and we were able to use it. So I think
Today you have 80 somethings and 90 somethings continuously on apps,
Yes,
WhatsApp,
yes,
ordering foods, not
yes.
getting out of
and you and I
homes.
can actually learn from them.
So the world has moved. So what needs to be done going forward, to my
Yes,
mind,
yes.
is going to be as follows: that we need to deliver what the university curriculums want. Because
Right.
most colleges are bound up by university curriculum.
Yes.
There's no way out. You have
Yes.
to do that. However, you need to go beyond curriculum.
Mhm.
How you do that is going to make you a center of excellence by getting in the industry,
Mhm.
into academics,
Mhm.
seriously, with a serious foot over there. You moving to the industry to understand what their requirement is, bridge that gap,
Yes.
and creating curriculums which go beyond not curriculum, but creating modules beyond your curriculum.
Right.
You've already started that
Yes,
by
we have.
creating a library, you've got
Yes.
your own course package,
Yes.
you are delivering that in a sense. Continue doing that, continue creating new modules of importance, be it food safety,
Mhm.
be it safety audits,
Mhm.
be it customer services audits, as
Yeah.
Ritchie, Coil, whichever you feel
Mhm.
is the word. The industry will tell you
Mhm.
which is of importance at this point of time. Environment, fire safety,
Mhm.
hazard identifications, earth check, okay, or whatever in
Yes.
terms of SDG.
Yes.
These are the areas to continuously keep focusing on. And by the way, the goalposts will keep changing, so it cannot be
Yes,
static.
that's right. It's dynamic.
So all of us need to be aware of what's
Yes.
going to happen.
Yes.
Over the
Yes.
next 6 months, 1 year, 6 months, we need to go back to the industry. The
Yes.
industry needs to come to us. And that's how we progress.
Right. Okay, so thank you very much for your valuable
Thank you. Thank you.
information and experience. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today.
IIHM.
For a great hospitality career, call 9310 50,000.